Thrive TV, the award-winning news magazine produced by the Rockford Public Schools. I'm your guest host, Ron Johnson. April was an exciting month in District 205. After the passage of the Vote for Kids referendum, the Rockford Public Schools learned on April 18th that the 7th Circuit Court in Chicago had granted unitary status to District 205. Dr. Brown and several school board members held a press conference to explain what this ruling means to the Rockford community.
But basically in the areas of such as student assignment, facilities, transportation, extracurricular activities, staffing, discipline, and so on, those essentially will return to the district on a fairly immediate basis.
Dr. Brown believes that this decision is a positive step for the school district and the entire community, and creates the challenge and the opportunity for the entire community to meet the challenge of offering a world-class education system for every child. Families and students in District 205 participated in the Lighted Libraries program during the first week of April. Thrive TV talked with one of the program supervisors about this week-long celebration.
Lighted Libraries is a program that's been going on for about 7 years, and it gives us an opportunity for parents to come into our libraries in the elementary schools and read with their children. And if they read for a minimum of 15 minutes, the child gets to pick a paperback book to take home to keep for his very own library. Every year we have a growing number of parents and children participating. Last year we had 1,300 parents and 1,400 children. So we hope this year to surpass that number. We would especially like to thank the Early Childhood Program, Title I, the Bilingual Department, Family Support Center, the Illinois Family Reading Center, and the library media.
Kishwaukee Schools celebrated New Year's on April 6th. No, they didn't forget that the New Year started on January 1st. They were celebrating the Laotian New Year, which begins in April. Thrive TV was there and spoke with one of the event coordinators.
Yeah, we've been doing the Lao New Year celebration at our schools the last 4 or 5 years. The children here at Kishwaukee Schools, they will enjoy, and everybody eager to participate in the program. So do the staff and the teachers here at our schools, and the children here at our schools also enjoy, to see the, cultural differences among many ethnic groups, especially Laotian and Vietnamese. Pre-K to 5th grades participate in the event. So the dances has to do with our national and cultural perspective. For example, some of those dances they call the flower dance. That's a national dance among the Laotian people here in America or anywhere around the world. I perform the same dances anywhere else around the world, so especially here in Kishwaukee Schools. So the kids spend some time practicing and doing dances nicely. Now I'd like to thank the following people that help support to make our program possible. That include Dr. Caristaris and Mr. Gagliano and our staff here at Kishwaukee Schools, and especially our Laotian students and our American students here at Kishwaukee. They always enjoy to see this kind of events.
Students in West Middle School's 8th grade gifted science class were caught in a can of worms. Thrive TV talked with Mr. Taylor, 8th grade gifted science teacher, about a very unique method of learning some of his students used while writing their reports on worm dissection.
Every 9 weeks we do a worm dissection every year for a 9-week period of time. Part of the curriculum wants the students to experience different methods of learning and how they can put the information into their own thinking. Through the National Science Foundation grant that I'm taking a class with, has been kind of an inspirational encouragement to me to start thinking outside the box. In other words, to let the students try to use their talents to create their own learning style. The idea came to me after one of the students kept bugging me about their band that they had, to maybe incorporate music into learning. And about 2-3 weeks after that, I got a note in class. They wanted me to come over to see their band perform this worm song.
The making of the music all starts in my basement, where I more or less live, and I kind of start out making up our songs for originals by listening to other bands like Weezer or Offspring or something. And for the Worm song, I was listening to Offspring and kind of getting some ideas, playing around with some barred chords, and I got the idea to just go like low, then high, and then go really fast, and kind of put a little kind of rap beat in there, because when me and Marcus were writing the lyrics, we kind of had like a rap thing going.
It took us one take to get the song onto the 4-track, just playing straight through. But we all learned our parts at different times. Scott had the guitar part down earlier in the week, and when we all got together for band practice, he played that for us.
We recorded with a Tascam 4-track recorder, which we only use 2 tracks of though, because we're kind of lazy. We put a microphone in front of all the instruments and recorded 1 track with just the instruments, and then we made a 2nd track with just the vocals. We then brought the 4-track recorder over to my house, and we put it onto an MP3 file on my computer, and we put it onto the PowerPoint presentation.
John helped us put the PowerPoint presentation by bringing his laptop over to Scott's house, and our previous experiences with PowerPoint really helped us go through the whole project.
We just decided, it'd be fun to do this and have fun with it, just go all out. When we presented this to the class and Mr. Golden, we had a big stereo with a cassette player and stuff, and we had the PowerPoint thing on the TV, and there were many different reactions from all the students. Some people liked it, some people thought it was kind of strange.
And what we have now is a very nice presentation, and students had a great deal of fun doing it.
From the brain down to the clitoris, the plunge to its own segment of fire. Farting sucks in lots of dirt. Can't you tell I know you like it? They're coming all shapes and sizes. When you open them up, there's big surprises. When you cut them in half, the back end out. Sad thing is, they ain't got no eyes. First a crop and then the answer. It's a worm, ain't no litter. When they made up music for after a while, things up on the course and the size. Especially close, but still no eyes. Birds coming all shapes and sizes. When you open them up, there's big surprise. When you cut them in half, the back end out. Sad thing is, they ain't got no eyes. Earthworms coming all shapes and sizes. When you open them up, there's big surprise. When you cut them in half, the back end out. Sad thing is, they ain't got no eyes. Open them down their way. We come down the intestines. You see that prettier is. I found this worm right on the pavement. At the end, the famous anus. Open some of your very hate. Coming all shapes and sizes. When you open them up, there's big surprise. When you cut them in half, the back end out. Sad thing is, they ain't got no eyes. Earthworms coming all shapes and sizes. When you open them up, there's big surprise. When you cut them in half, the back end out. Sad thing is, they ain't got no eyes.
Barber two-way language immersion magnet students have been busy operating a small lunch cafe throughout the year. Thrive TV stopped by on April 19th to check out the menu.
We're doing a little cafe called 3 Seasons, and we're here to serve teachers and give them the scenery of a real restaurant, and to raise money for our graduation field trip at the end of the year. Today we're having sub sandwiches and pasta salad, and charging $5 for every meal at each 3 Seasons. We've been doing this since February of 2000, and it's been going pretty good. We've been getting a lot of money, a lot of support, and people seem to really like our food. Not many people can trust food that children cook, but everybody's been really supportive and come down to eat. We do write letters to staff and parents in different grocery stores and to ask for donations, food-wise and money-wise. And also, we make the food ourselves. We don't go and buy it. We buy it, but we mix it up, make it and everything ourselves from scratch. I would like to thank the whole entire Barber School staff, Miss Wrench, and all the kids in my 8th grade class, the parents who come down, and everyone that's involved.
RESA students had the opportunity to see some very big rigs on April 19th during their first annual Careers on Wheels Day.
What we are doing today is we are doing a Careers on Wheels. It's basically a career fair to give students an idea of different career choices that they might have. Now, it's a little different because we're using vehicles as the central focus of this career day. We're showing a few varieties of different career choices through video. Students will be watching short clips, 10-minute long video clips of different careers not involving vehicles, but also to give them a different career look at different things. They will be filling out worksheets that talk about job requirements, job outlooks, what the pay range is for this job, good points and bad points about jobs, just to give them a sense of what's out there. We've brought in people who use vehicles to provide the service that they provide. We have a lot of county vehicles outside and a lot of different other vehicles. We would like to extend thank yous to everyone in the community who has taken part in this. We're hoping to do this again next year, so for those that weren't included this year, give us a call and we can put you on the list for next year, because we would like to have as many people involved in the community that we can possibly get.
Students, family members, faculty, and friends of Guilford High School held a garden walk and sculpture dedication at their newly landscaped courtyards on April 24th. Thrive TV was there and talked with Mary Kay Rooney, chairperson of the event.
Our committee, called the Courtyard 2000, began actually in 1998. And it came about because I'm standing next to a beautiful little planting in honor of Sue Gilmore. A tribute was made here in her honor by her students, totally student-driven. There was a need to use the space out here. We have 4 beautiful courtyards, but when the building was built in 1962, the architect and the groundskeeper decided to put grass and trees in, but it never went any further. I guess I'm kind of an organized person and looked around and saw an opportunity to get us organized. There were an awful lot of people that were interested in that idea, so we sat down at a table, just threw out all kinds of thoughts about what should be out here. Rob Furch designed the 4 courtyards. He designed these based upon the fact that he used to be a student here, and he'd look out into the courtyard and he'd see this green space and say, why doesn't somebody do something? He went off to Iowa, came back with a degree in landscape architecture, and he and I have talked, kept in touch over the years, and when he heard I was doing this, he asked, could he be involved? And he was a natural for this. His spirit was there, and his interest was there, and the design that he's done is wonderful. Started out as a community project. What do you have, students, parents, community members, to offer? It then blossomed into, well, we need more funds, because you can't just ask somebody for dirt and we have holes to fill. So we started raising funds by selling bricks. People would buy a brick and engrave something, a tribute, a memorial, maybe a graduate's name. Those sales then gave us enough money, seed money, to really start spending money. We were also lucky that we were patronized by a number of businesses in the area. Tonight we're here to dedicate a sculpture, which is kind of our crowning glory. We sent out 250 all-calls to ask artists to design and fabricate and install a sculpture. We were lucky to meet Bobby Joe Scribner. He is a graduate of Northern Illinois University, widely traveled. He loved the idea of creating a sculpture to pay tribute to the Viking spirit, because that was our mission. How can you design a piece that will be lasting, truly lasting? So we asked him to design something that would make people think about what we are here. We're very proud of what this school represents and the history here and the future here.
The Rockford Public Schools top graduating students from all 5 high schools were honored at Cliff Breakers Restaurant on April 25th at the Academic All-Stars Banquet. The All-Star Banquet recognizes the top 25 from each of the district's 4 high schools and the Roosevelt Alternative High School for their outstanding academic achievements. Students and family members enjoyed dinner and an inspirational message from Speaker Harvey Alston. Following Mr. Alston's presentation, the All-Star students were presented a plaque from their high school principal. Aaron Wilson, a former Jefferson grad, was the MC for the evening, and representatives from Omnitech and Clarkor Foundation shared a few words with the group. Another highlight at the banquet were words of encouragement from Rockford's new mayor, former East ERAB Doug Scott. Superintendent Dr. Alan Brown and School Board President Gloria Cardias-Cudia also spoke to the students and their families. Thrive TV and the Rockford Public Schools would like to congratulate this year's Academic All-Stars and the many sponsors for their continuing financial support. On April 26th, the 2001 Those Who Excel banquet was held at the Tabala Shrine Temple. The Those Who Excel program honors employees in the Rockford Public Schools for their continuing support of education. At the banquet, the Those Who Excel Committee announced the area representatives to the 2001 State of Illinois Those Who Excel program. The winner for this year's 5 Those Who Excel categories include School Board Member Community Volunteer Martha Janke, Student Support Personnel Certificated Janice Long, Lincoln Middle School, Educational Service Personnel Non-Certificated Barb Pierce, Conklin Elementary School, Administrator Principal Linnell Kenny, Spring Creek Elementary School, and Classroom Teacher of the Year, Jane Ellen Hayes from Eisenhower Middle School. Thrive TV and the Rockford Public Schools would like to thank all of the nominees for their dedication to the children in Rockford and wish them luck at the State Those Who Excel program. During the last 20 years, the number of children that are being raised by their grandparents has increased greatly across the country. This trend has not eluded Winnebago County. However, thanks to the Family Support Center and a coalition of community services, grandparents can get some needed assistance. Thrive TV was at the April 27th Grandparents Raising Grandparents Forum.
We are here today to have an educational forum for grandparents raising grandchildren. This is a huge problem in our country. There are 5.1 million grandparents raising grandchildren in the United States, and in Winnebago County there are over 3,000. We try through support groups and through education to give them the support and education and referral that they need within the community. About 4 times a year we have a very concentrated educational meeting that lasts the morning, and this today is on grieving and how the grieving and loss and how grandparents as well as the grandchildren deal with this. The presenter is Clyde Cliff, and he is the director of the Sinisippi Center in Dixon, and he did a presentation last year on this subject, and today he's going to go into more depth on the subject. I would be glad to have you call if you want further information. My number is at the Winnebago County Health Department is 962-5092, extension 388, and I will be glad to supply you with information that will be helpful to you in entering any of the groups that we have.
Students at Dennis Nature Science Magnet have gotten themselves into a sticky situation, literally. With the guidance of one of their teachers, Dennis students have been tapping maple trees, and Thrive TV stopped by to find out what they were going to do with all of that maple syrup.
At first when we began here, we were looking for maple trees. We were looking in books, like color and stuff, and we found one. We were drilling holes to get the maple syrup, and we were drilling it and stuff. So then a little bit started going out, and then we had this idea. Then we put the bag in here so the maple syrup can come in. Now we gotta drill a hole in the tree. Then we had to hammer this right here, because if we didn't do a lot, it would drop out. It wouldn't stick. So we had to hammer a lot of times so it could stick on.
The set is 60% water and 40% maple syrup. You gotta boil it for a long time.
If you have any questions about District 205 or Thrive TV, please fax, mail, or email the Office of Communications, Room 108, 201 South Madison Street, Rockford, Illinois, 61104-2092. Our fax number is area code 815-966-8928. Our email address is rpsjimj@rps205.com. You can also leave a message through our district website at www.rps205.com. Thank you for watching Thrive TV. We will be back next month with more Rockford Public School highlights. We would like to end this month's show with a performance by the King School Peacemaker Choir. Until next time, continue to thrive in District 205.
Because you have got the right to stay in school. Knowledge is power. I know what I know. The more you learn, the farther you'll go. When you get an education. because